to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hey, Jay. Good morning.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
I'm fine. You know, you shaloming Big E made me think nobody sent me geld.
You
I need geld to play my dreidel game.
You don't have any geld?
No.
What is geld a? Is it a food thing or is it a money thing?
It's
Do you
a
remember?
gambling game, so I'm sure it's not
So do we gamble with geld?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. we,
everybody throws in geld.
the game of chance.
we've got Jews listening to us. Doesn't anyone have some spare
Each
geld?
player gets the same amount of geld, candy, or nuts. So it's distinguished from candy and nuts.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
geld.
never mind.
It's geld. It's not fish, is it?
Oh, God.
I hope it's not fish.
You're thinking of gevelta fish.
Yes, I was. Thank you. You're right. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. People will be surprised. This is an early start for us. It's like early in the morning. Those listening probably wouldn't notice, but we've got a big day ahead of us, and so we had to get an early start as He's getting a haircut, and Jay and I were like, fuck, we want to be there when E gets a haircut.
Yeah, he's making good on one of his promises
Yep.
that he promised during the telethon.
Yep.
I think it was like, hey, if you can get us to whatever number for donations for South Oakland Shelter to help the homeless, I will shave my head.
Yeah.
fucking carrot.
Sounded
hole.
very gimmicky to me.
Carrot Hole
you know?
did that to you? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
I
it
know.
did-
Oh, he's shaving his
Okay,
head.
well,
Ooh.
it worked. I mean, the day I did it, I said we were at like
Wasn't it to get over 25 grand or something?
no, we were at like 17. We were at like 18,000 at like 9:30 at night, and I said, and someone said shave your head, and I said okay, if it gets to 20,000 by midnight, so
Yeah.
2.5
Yeah.
hours to raise about 2,000 plus.
So he's
dollars.
making good. He's making good. Also, in regard to these little things these little benchmarks that he set, the guy from the Deja Vu
In
messaged
Vegas.
me, yeah, and said, hey guys, I'm going to have a routing number for your banana hammock.
Oh, great.
So that's on its way, and I guess E has to punish us all and wear a banana hammock backward. Is that-
I'm not wearing
dude,
that backwards,
see,
dude.
already
I don't-
he's taking
okay,
a fucking
fine.
knee, man. That was
I'm
the
sitting here
deal.
with my your Bill Ogden just threw that.
No, I put that out there.
Banana
it was
hammock backwards.
banana hammock, and I said backwards, so the string goes up betwixt the
I'm
balls,
not
and then the
wearing my
right
dick
ball
I'm not just
hangs
sitting
to
here
the
with my
right of the
dick out.
string.
I'm not doing
left.
it.
Dude,
How are you going to continue to raise money if you renege on
And maybe
this
I
stuff?
won't raise money, but I'm not wearing my dick out. And
can't you put a little cup or something over your tiny
Why
little
not just wear
wang,
a
and then
straw?
just
Dixie cup will
Dixie
handle it.
cup? Yeah, you can pack it all into a
I'm not-
Dixie cup, and then just have each ball hanging on either side of the string. Reverse
That's
banana hammock.
ridiculous, dude.
All
Hey,
right.
you're the one who promised it, man.
Yeah, not me.
It was all fun and games when you were raising money for the homeless. Now he doesn't
Yeah.
want to make good.
I'm not sitting here with my dick out, just sitting here.
Oh, you didn't have a problem taking my pillowcase and rubbing it twixt your butt crack for 2 minutes.
That is
did a
not,
hell of a
it's
job.
not the same.
You didn't mind
That's
having your
not the same.
bare ass on display.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same. It's worse.
No, it's not.
It's worse.
Dude, just picture that thing just running
and he
up.
was-
Oh,
Dude,
he's like drying his ball sack with your pillow, man.
it was like flossing teeth. He
Very
was
much.
flossing teeth with
yeah,
my
you
pillowcase.
bruised
on
me
his-
because of it. So
You well deserved.
I don't agree with that.
I said I was going to kill you, so I at least held back enough and just bruised
Well,
you.
good for you for not get in jail and eat your maggots. You would have been eating maggots.
Well, I think I
See,
would have
there-
gotten off. I would have said, Your Honor, look at this video, and showed him that you flossing with my pillowcase, and they would have said, case closed.
I
Yeah.
think case closed.
Yeah. He went
Heat
into
of
a
passion.
The
heat of
judge
passion.
doesn't make
He
the
went,
call.
3 days later, he was still in a heat of passion, and it's a justifiable murder.
I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody,
Yeah.
pay attention to Mark Leibovitz. He wants your business. You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy, right? Or most people should on paper.
Yeah,
right?
I had
That's
one
what
of those in high school.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit? Asked Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial. He specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call him today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. E, did you?
Come on.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Jay, this was bothering me yesterday when E did his
History?
history day, and he was talking about James Dean being in that Pepsi commercial and blah blah blah, and then we started going James Dean, Jimmy Dean, James Dean.
Hey, kids,
rock and roll. Rock on. And where do we go from here? Still looking for that blue jean, baby queen. Prettiest girl I've ever seen. Something, something, the movie screen. James Dean. Jimmy Dean. James Dean. That's the song we were trying to think of. It was Rock On. And I found the original. We won't bother pulling it up, but I think you're right, dude. There was a
remake.
There was a remake.
Chick.
Was it a chick? I thought it was a guy, but it was like a one-hit wonder, like Falco or something.
Yes.
Falco,
Yeah.
something dumb like that. But I'm sure people were screaming.
Amadeus,
Rock me, Amadeus,
Amadeus, Amadeus.
Rock me, Amadeus. Oh, that
That's
guy.
Falco, right?
Yeah, I think so. Rock me, Amadeus.
80s music.
So that
You
dude, that was
missed a lot, man.
I
huge
got
hit.
you know it's I guess. I mean, it's funny though. A lot
How
of
about
it.
in Vietnam, he was 19. No, 19. Remember that one?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
I want to. No, 19. What was that? Who did that?
I don't remember.
You know what's funny? Honestly, I know that sometimes like it's easy to look back and make fun of music or this or that, but like to me, the '60s music is good, '70s is good. I love the '90s, and I
Dude,
don't
you know
even,
what's killing me
know.
now,
80s
man?
is just like, but '80s still stands out to me as like bad.
Yeah, it's
How about
it's fair.
How about the Ed Sheeran song that's dominating pop music right now? Dancing in the dark with you between my arms.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
listen.
heard
I don't
it.
listen to
Barefoot
radio.
on the grass.
You're right.
Listening to our favorite song. No, nothing.
No.
You're right, dude.
No,
I don't even.
Shit, dude.
I know
you
it's
turn on
everywhere.
the radio
Yeah,
now,
I
and you
know.
hear it's so damn popular. They redid it as a duet with I think Beyonce or some shit.
Really?
Oh,
That guy is absolutely huge,
Yeah, he's
man.
everywhere.
I don't,
huge.
dude. I don't hate some of his stuff, but you're right. That song is so annoying, and
Oh
I
my
don't. I
God.
just don't think that good. But still, I think there's stuff. Like I said, '90s to me is good. There's 2000 stuff. Some people think that there's garbage music out right now. I don't agree. I don't agree that it's worse than the '80s. I think '60s and '70s.
Yeah,
are
I don't
there's
good.
hate him, but I just don't think he's that good.
That pop music from the 80s. Now, when you talk pop music from the 90s and 2000s, it was really fucking bad too. When you get into Bieber
NSYNC and stuff.
NSYNC and all those boy
Yeah,
bands,
there's
that
been
was
bad
really
stuff.
lousy
There's some bad
too.
stuff, but here's my problem. There's stuff that we know a lot. I don't know a lot of it, so I know the bad stuff. But when I hear the '80s, even the stuff that's supposed to be the best
the
stuff,
synthesizer stuff.
Yeah, ugh,
dominated by synthesizer.
like the best
I
of the '80s, is
hated
still
the
bad to me.
synthesizer stuff. Hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guitar, not
Ugh,
partial to it.
No, I wasn't. It was awful. Yeah, 80s music. There's some suspect stuff for sure.
It was a transitionary period.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. It went south quick. Anyway, hey, we should mention Zach Martina is coming in studio here in a little bit.
Sweet.
He kind of knows E. They
Knows of him more than knows him.
They went to the same school. His career trajectory is just
it's-
rocket fuel right now. He's
That's true. That's a bad. That's a pretty sour analysis for you to me because I mean his stand-up comedy career is doing better, but his podcast career is not doing better. And I'm working on the same show that you are, so
Yeah.
I think that would be a bad analogy. Of
I just
like it would
meant
be
as far
bad
as-
for you if I was if
Yeah.
you didn't think that what I was doing was going to be
No,
doing good.
we're just individually assessing you, not the podcast.
not.
overall.
Yeah, it says very little.
No,
to do
we're
with
very
the
happy
podcast.
with how
still,
we're doing. Mike
there's
and I,
three
yeah.
Oh,
people here
absolutely.
right here.
The Detroit
so-
Cast
Yeah, I
with
think
Mike
you're
and Jay.
killing it,
Jay and
Jay.
Mike,
That's,
however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's too bad that you have that. You two like to look at things like that too. By the
Well,
way,
I just look at E. I look at you. You had a dream
Success is- no.
of
Success is,
stand-up comedy,
I never
and it's
had
like,
a dream of stand-up comedy.
well, yeah, well,
Never.
well, then why are you doing it?
because I enjoy it now, but it was
Okay.
not my dream until
Well,
it's not ever been. my
Sorry,
dream.
I was trying to give Zach a compliment. You and Zach both wanted to be stand-up comics, and Zach's doing well. He's got a show at Third Man Records, which is Jack
Jack
White's
White.
club downtown, coming up on the 20th, and he's going to come into here. He was recently on Artie Lang and Anthony
Yeah.
Cumia's show. Pretty big show, man. So we'll get into all that with him in a little bit. He'll be here. But in the meantime, did you see we had a Republican lawmaker kill himself yesterday?
Yeah, from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, Kentucky, known as the Pope. The guy was known as the Pope.
that right?
Kind of sounds like a douche. I got to be honest with you, man. The more I read about him, yeah, he's one of these that was like, "Hey, I don't care what I say, man." It's, one of those guys. It's like I can say anything I want, freedom of speech, and posted some stuff like early on a few years ago, comparing the Obamas to monkeys.
Oh,
one of those geniuses.
Yeah.
I don't know how those guys get into any sort of power.
Kentucky!
Kentucky. And he's a pastor, and apparently he was fingering like his daughter's girlfriend.
Yeah, 15-year-old or something.
In his defense, she's really cute. The
Is she?
girl, yeah. I mean, look at her there.
Really? That's the victim?
Yeah,
She's a Hooters girl, huh?
she was.
Seriously? That's the victim?
Yeah,
Wow.
Cute girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cute. Anyways, he shot himself dead on a Kentucky bridge. And his name is Pastor Dan Johnson. He, let's see, he made a post on Facebook, and that's why cops started looking for him. Like, this emotional thing on Facebook sounds a lot like a suicide note. And so they were looking for him, and that's when they found him on this secluded bridge where he'd gotten out and walked in front of his car. And
40 caliber. Boom. Boom.
So on Monday, I always wonder when
Do you think Kentucky bullets go BAM?
Probably. Oh, hell yeah, they do. Yeah, of course. I wonder if this girl, like, this happened 5 years ago or whatever. Like, she's like, oh, shit, he shot himself in the face. He's got a whole family and stuff. Like, did they then feel guilty as shit forever?
In a strange way, probably. And that's, she's the victim, but yet here she is victimized again.
Exactly. I wonder if people at the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting feel guilty because they're the ones that published her account. And it's like, oh, man, we wanted to shame him a little bit, but we didn't want him to shoot his face off.
Right. We wanted to ruin him. Don't get us wrong. But,
yeah. Destroy him and his
face
family, but no one could have seen him shooting his face off. Miranda Richmond, she was 17 at the time, saying he assaulted her in the basement of his home. They were having a New Year's Eve party in 2012. She says he kissed her, fondled her underneath her clothes while he was a pastor. He says this is fake news. Totally fake. Well, why are you shooting your face off then? If it's fake news. So he
sort of an admission of sorts, isn't it?
Sort of is, yeah. So he posted the thing he said is, let's see here. The accusations from NPR are false. Are false. God and only God. Every time he says God, it's all caps.
Same with his wife too. He capitalizes his wife.
Yeah. I don't like these people that just like no matter what happens, God is like looking after it, and if it's bad, it's Satan's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, just own up to whatever. If you didn't do it, say you didn't do it, but. Stop like trying to.
It's like this. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
As if you don't have a part in that happening, dude.
Right.
You have free will.
Free will, right? God gave you that.
Right.
He granted that to you. Free will. It's yours. Take it. Don't blame me every time things go south. Dick face. God and only God knows the truth. Well, you would know the truth.
So would she.
Too. And yeah, Miranda would as well, for sure. Nothing is the way they make it out to be. America will not survive this type of judge and jury fake news.
Did he put an A in front of America?
He did, yeah. But it's all caps. America. Let's see here. Conservatives take a stand. I love God and I love my wife, who is the best wife in the world.
Wow.
Dude, would you take issue with that? I mean, he's declaring his wife the best wife in the world.
Diddling a 15-year-old, she can't be that great,
17.
right?
17.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not get crazy here. I mean, I think you think very highly of your wife.
I do.
Do you take issue with him declaring his wife the greatest wife in the world?
I've never met her.
I know, but if he's
I've
willing
never
to
met her,
cheat
but I
on
bet
her,
that she's not. I can say, in fact, I'll say right here, 100% that she's not the best wife in the world.
All right.
I'm going on record.
My love forever! Exclamation point. My mom and dad, my family, and all 5 of my kids and 9 grandchildren, 2 in tummies.
Did he say tummies?
Yeah.
Come
2 in
on,
tummies.
man.
Yep.
That's the worst part of this whole story.
I know. It's the most disturbing part of this whole story.
Did he say fanny, too?
No, he didn't.
Thank
But
God.
9 grandchildren, 2 in tummies, and many more to come.
I'm going to start saying that from now on, even though it's ridiculous. I like it.
Do you have a baby on your tummy?
Because, like, people, I just know what people's reactions would be, like, to say that.
How's your sister doing? She's good. She's got 1 kid and 1 in tummy.
But the problem is they already have to have a kid. Because you can't just say because if she doesn't have another kid, you can't just say she's good, 1 in tummy.
I like the absence of her tummy. I just like 1 in tummy.
1 in tummy. People would look at you like you're an asshole. Deservedly so. Rightly so.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tummy. one child, 1 in tummy.
And he says, many more to come. Each of you a total gift from God. Stay strong. Rebecca needs you. And then he goes on to this whole 9/11/2001 NYC World Trade Center PTSD.
Oh, boy.
24/7. So he's blaming it. He had PTSD from 9/11.
Was he there?
I guess. 16 years is a sickness that will take my life. I cannot handle it any longer. It has won this life, but heaven is my home. Please listen closely. Only 3 things I ask of you to do if you love me. 1, blame no person. Satan is the accuser. I thought it was Miranda. I haven't seen Satan pop up and say a damn thing. So blame the devil himself. 2, forgive and love everyone, especially yourself. 3, most importantly, love God. P.S. I love my friends. Your family. God loves all people no matter what. He's been married for 30 years. There was one other thing in here. Oh, yeah. Well, so he claims he ran a morgue in New York City on 9/11, Ground Zero, following 9/11. Despite his claims, the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting found zero evidence that he was there. No one from the medical examiner's office remembered Johnson at the scene.
Was he in New York?
It seems like it'd be very easy to prove.
Oh, what an asshole.
If you were there for months at a time running a morgue, you would think there'd be a photo or something.
Some sort of record.
Yeah. So for Miranda's part, or Satan, this is Satan's word again. Remember, she detailed what happened on that New Year's Eve in 2012. She fell asleep on a couch. My guess is passed out on a couch. New Year's Eve party in the Johnson basement. At about midnight, she woke up to find Johnson standing over her.
Oh God!
Imagine, like, dude, you've got your friend,
dad of your friend,
who's a pastor, Harley riding pastor,
big old gut.
Yep. And so he's standing over her. He gropes her and then stuck his tongue in her mouth, then put his hands down her pants and slipped into the vagine.
Oh, Johnson.
Yeah. She begged him to stop, but Johnson kept saying, "Oh, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it." Eventually, he left, and she was able to duck out of the house. But wow, what a sad, sad story.
He was a Kentucky Commonwealth legislature.
Sure.
He wasn't in U.S. Congress.
They said lawmaker, whatever
Yeah,
that. I get
state
confused
guy.
with all those jobs, but yeah, you don't want to be fingering your daughter's girlfriends, man. If that's true,
Yeah, I can't do that.
No, you just can't.
It's off limits.
I understand you look at a 17, 18-year-old girl and it's like, damn, man, I remember when I was that age. They still look hot. But you just can't touch their vagines. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't do it.
She doesn't want you to.
No.
Wow.
She definitely doesn't want you
The
to.
last
Yeah.
thing she wants is to wake up.
It may be your fantasy that your daughter's friend
Hell
wants
yeah.
your ass bad, but no, she doesn't.
Oh, he just pictures her like when she gets off work wearing those tan Hooters leggings or whatever.
Do they
Walking there
still
like,
wear those
I think so.
I can't believe Hooters is still a
nylons or
restaurant.
whatever?
Yeah, those nylons. But she probably gets off work and like goes over there. Hi, Mr. Johnson. Her titties are bouncing.
Sure.
It's like, damn, man, I'd like to get
Yeah.
in there. Whew. But yeah, be assured, your dick is not a gift. And 17-year-old girls do not want a 45, 50-year-old
They
man
want nothing to do with you.
with sour beer breath leaning over them as they're passed out on the couch and then slipping fingers in their vagina. No 17-year-old girl wants that.
Bright line.
It is a very bright line. You shouldn't be doing it anyways. You're married to the greatest wife on the planet.
Great point, Mike. Great point. Of 30 years.
Yeah. Would you jeopardize that?
Hey, starting now and running through January 2nd, our friends at Zotford are offering employee pricing for everyone. Check out what you can lease for under $100 a month. A new
right.
17 Ford Fusion, a new 17 Ford Taurus, a new 18 Ford Escape, or lease these for under $200 a month. A new 17 Ford Explorer, a new 18 Ford Edge, a new 18 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive, Super Cab, or Super Crew. Remember, employee pricing for everyone at Zotford ends January 2nd.
Under $100 for a Ford Taurus?
Yeah. I think we should get a stable of Tauri, Mike.
Yeah, we're going to need a few of those over here. And in fact, Jay, what do you think about this? If E can work out a deal and he gets himself a $100 Taurus, will you and I buy it for him?
Little Christmas present.
A little Christmas gift to the
little
E-tard.
Yuletide. Yeah.
E, you want a new Taurus?
I would love a new Taurus.
Under $100 a month.
Yep. If Gabar
We
can
can
make that
handle that.
happen for you, he
Let's
might
assume it's
not, 'cause it's you.
$99.99. Let's assume it's $99.99.
Right,
Are we
right.
Yeah.
comfortable with that?
Yeah, I always assume that when someone says something's under 100,
Yeah, it's a penny.
$99,
Barely.
99.
Barely.
It's
under 100.
barely. It's just like a penny under 100. But
Right.
still, dude, I
Under
think,
100.
yeah, I think he's worth $100 a month.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
Barely, but yeah.
I would love it.
All right.
What
Call
color- what color
Gabar.
you want, E?
Get on that, yeah. I want purple. Hot pink.
Exactly. I did.
Purple with green spinners.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Purple with pink spinners would be better.
Did you see Omarosa fucking chucked out of the White House
Yes,
yesterday?
I did, man.
Dude,
she resigned, quote unquote, but the Secret Service acknowledged that she was like forcibly removed. From
Doesn't
White House
surprise
grounds.
me
She's
at
psycho,
all.
huh?
Did you watch her when her first reality?
I did, man. I watched The Apprentice the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
And I remember her. Wasn't she one of really reality TV's first villains, kind of?
Like mega villain, yeah. I've thought about this from time to time, and I don't. She's less vocal than she was, so she's less hateable. But honestly, dude, I hated her more than any person I've ever hated
She
before.
was so smug.
She was a cunt.
Yeah.
It was one of those where when people have a disagreement, it's like, yeah, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Like, you would watch this play out and it was like, she's just a bitch. She's just a nightmare. And I fucking hate her. And the thought of her being in the White House was so insulting. And so it doesn't surprise me to read reports, how much of them are true or not. It's like, of course she's going to go out in a blaze of glory. Of course she thinks she belongs there. No, meanwhile, nobody knew what the hell she did.
Yeah.
She's
Some
basically
sort of liaison to the black community or
yeah,
something.
community organizer, and people are like, yeah, we have no idea what she like.
Yeah, she's repulsive too. Everybody hates her, so I don't get what she's doing.
So yeah, she apparently when it was like, okay, you're gone, get out of here. Maybe at a Christmas party. I think they were having some Christmas party.
Kicking and screaming, huh?
Yeah, and tries to storm the residence and get to Mr. Trump, because he's the only one that ever has any fucking faith in her and likes her. And so she tries to get up there. That's where she's tripping alarms and everything, and they fucking chucked her ass.
Well, I guess leading up to this, though, she had some bridal party at the Rose Garden, like a 39-person bridal party for an extended photo op in the Rose Garden, just kind of like went there.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you can't post any of these pictures anywhere. They confiscated a lot of the pictures because of security. And
the other thing they got really mad at her for at that is she addressed herself as the Honorable, and they were like, no, you don't just give yourself the title of the Honorable Omarosa at the White House, you fucking moron. And so they were pissed about that. I think that the things, at the table placements and everyone was like, the Honorable. And it was like, oh, she's just giving herself a title. Nice.
Mike, did they like Fresh Prince her out this door? Like, did Uncle Phil taking her and just chucking her out the White House?
I don't know. It sounds like it was more of those like, oh, you can't fire me, I quit. It's kind of somewhere along those lines.
Then she had to be physically removed. That's
Secret Service says no, we didn't really have to do that. All we did was cancel her card,
That's what
her
Secret
ID
Service
card.
says. Our only role in it was canceling an ID card. But they acknowledged, they confirmed a tweet that went out from some news organization that said, she had to be physically removed. Now, whether it was Secret Service or some other staff security or something, it sounds like she was.
It sounds like, from the accounts I read, she was tripping alarms as she was trying to get up to the residence, and that's when she was like tackled and chucked out of the place. And then why does Sarah Huckabee Sanders Huckabee, whatever her fucking name is, why does she like, oh yeah, she's moving on to different opportunities. We wish her well. She'll officially, her last day will be January 20th. It's like, well, then why did they cancel her gate card to get in? So what, she's going to guest pass in for the next month?
Paid for another month. Huh?
Yeah. So BuzzFeed was reporting that Omarosa had grown tired of racially tinged conversations in the White House, mostly Charlottesville. But a month after the attack, she was still bragging about her access to the president, the confidence he placed in her. Despite her claims of prominent sources with knowledge say Omarosa was rarely, if ever, present in any recent high-level White House meetings, had virtually zero say in official decision-making. Her importance in the White House is 100% overrated. She was a non-entity. It wasn't even clear what she was working on. She'd been complaining about her loss of regular direct access to the president, particularly in the Oval. Her duties were left undefined. Her portfolio in OPL and minority outreach lacked forward momentum or any concrete accomplishments. Sources around the White House, all of whom said it was not clear from day to day what exactly her role was.
Isn't that directly contrary to the drain the swamp mantra? Isn't the whole thing like, let's get rid of all the fat in Washington, all the bullshit that goes on?
Yeah.
Have defined roles, and then here we go. This chick who's one of his right-hand men.
You might remember this. It was kind of a small story, big story for a day, or like most of these. But when John Kelly first came in for Reince Priebus as the new chief of staff, and he said, first things first, we are eliminating this direct access to the president, blah, 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 from certain
Too many people had his ear.
And people automatically assume that was his family. That was Don Jr. and Eric and Ivanka being able to just storm in there and be like, oh, my God.
No, it included Omarosa?
And they're saying this was about Omarosa. This had nothing to do with his
Holy
kids.
Shit.
This was a direct move and statement about Omarosa, who was going in there, doesn't have an office in the West Wing, by the way, hanging out there and would kick her shoes off and just leave them. And so John Kelly would find her shit-ass shoes laying all over. He's like, who the fuck is this? So as far as, like, getting rid of direct access to the president, she was patient zero.
Omarosa, you want to come down and hang for the afternoon?
Yes. She would apparently, and this is what is so
Watch some news
infuriating.
with me.
Like, you just like to think, like, everyone's a pro. When you get to that level, you're just a pro. You are more like you're not grabbing butts and titties. You're just going in and it's
So
like
professional.
It's a work day. We work and then we're done. But it sounds like Omarosa would like storm into his office, into the Oval, and just be like, "Oh my God, you won't believe what I just heard," and like gossip about shit and get him all and trigger the president.
The leader of the free world.
He can't help but like getting involved in gossipy shit because that's what he does. No way. Tell me more, Omarosa.
Did he
This
really
is
say that
Big
about
Lee.
me?
Why would he say that? I was so nice to him. Big Lee. And so she would constantly kick in the door and be like, here's what I heard today.
I wonder what she, like, I know they say it's undefined and she didn't have a desk in the Oval or in the West Wing, but, like, I wonder seriously now, like, I'd like to see the security, like, what did she do all day? Like,
Yeah.
did she have a desk even, or did she just walk around?
They don't know.
Sure, she
They're-
cashed a paycheck.
It's
Yeah,
literally
the
like
government.
like people are just like, yeah, I'm not going to concern. I've got my own shit to worry about. And it's like, I don't know what she does. And everybody just said that. Like, I don't know where she goes or what she does. Nothing's getting done that she's supposed to be working on. So whatever. Did you, Jay, see that disturbing story of the, and we just got video last week of this and I watched
Video?
it.
I like to watch your videos.
Videos of the cop in Mesa, Arizona at the La Quinta Hotel that shot and killed the guy.
I did not watch that. I read the caption to it and didn't want to watch it.
Well, I want to play some of it for you. Trust me, it's disturbing, but not gruesome. Like, oh my God, you know, like that. It's not like that. But I got to tell you, man, you know how much we support the police, and we always worry that God, one cop's bad actions can turn. And this is a tough one because it's kind of like shots fired. Remember shots fired, lady, where it was like. Right there at that moment when he looked back and reached, and that's why the trigger was pulled. And you go, yep, I can see why a cop with this training would make that move.
Shots fired!
But it still made it hard to go, yep, justified shooting. It still just looks disturbing enough.
Yeah.
And so I hate second-guessing cops, but this cop, and his name is Philip Brailsford, 27. He was found not guilty in the death of 26-year-old father of two. Let's see, what was his name? Daniel Shaver. And his wife is now speaking out. Lanny Sweet gave her first interview about this, and they're pretty convinced this was an execution. And I guess my thought in watching this, I understand why a jury found him not guilty. Directions were given, and if you flinch and put your hand behind your back at all, they don't know if you're reaching for a gun, if you're doing this, that. And so he gets shot. And I'll play you some of the video, but my problem is I got anxiety watching this cop yell at this guy and watching this guy like trying to like be cool.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where if you were in this, your heart would be racing so bad it'd be almost impossible to keep up with the direction and not flinch and make a mistake. And so I think this could have been handled a lot lot better. And probably this kid didn't need to die. You know. Go ahead, E. And so basically, there's been a call that someone was pointing a gun out a window. I think it was a pellet gun. Cops don't know that. I don't blame them for showing up. So
Nobody else is in the room? Nobody positive? Nobody, absolutely positive. Okay. Since apparently we have a failure for you to comprehend simple instructions, I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that? Yes.
nice thing to say.
Yes. All right. What this is, shut up. I'm not here to be tactful or diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to put both your hands, put both your hands on the top of your head?
I'm getting
and
nervous
interlace your
watching this.
fingers.
I know.
Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot.
Oh, which
Like,
one's left?
your left or my left?
Who
I
else is
said
in the room?
right.
Nobody.
Dude, I don't want to see this
I
guy
know
get shot.
it goes for a while here. I want to hear him yelling. I don't have to.
Fast forward here.
No, that's okay.
All right.
Like,
So is there a woman laying next to him?
yeah, I think so,
Hard
but
to see because of the gun.
All right. So you're not going to have any problems understanding anything.
see,
that I
at this
tell
point
you,
in this
right?
position, why can't you send another cop up there, just frisk him and cuff him? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's like this
No,
big
you're not
standoff.
gonna
They're
come towards us.
indisposed.
Young
And-
man,
and-
you are not to move. You're to put your eyes down and look down at the carpet. You're to keep your fingers interlaced behind your head.
But, like-
You're to keep your feet crossed.
How can you
If
respond to these
move,
questions with your
we're gonna
mate
consider that a
Face in the carpet.
face in the
You're
carpet?
gonna
Yeah.
Deal with it, and you may not survive it. Do you understand?
We may not survive.
Yeah,
dude.
this is all.
Young lady, shut up and listen.
It's just as far as like de-escalating a scene.
You're to
This
keep
is
your
not
feet
a
crossed.
definition of de-escalating
Take
a
both of your
scene.
hands, put them flat in front of you. You are to push yourself up.
Honestly,
to
why
an
isn't another
kneeling
cop going up
position.
there cuffing him?
I don't know.
This
Kneeling
is ridiculous.
position.
It's
Yeah.
This guy's acting as if the guy's holding a gun right
Hold your
now.
hands in
Yeah.
the air.
I want to show you specifically
Okay,
one part
crawl towards
with him when he's like crawl towards me and the kid's kind of confused and going, please don't shoot me. So now she's up and walking. She's out of the way.
Okay, and is she grabbed and cuffed by someone else, presumably?
Probably.
Okay,
yeah.
then
Why
now
isn't
go
it-
cuff that guy. What the
I know.
fuck,
I know.
man?
I know.
This is fucking weird.
This way.
So
Yeah,
now
you can
they,
see her
they've
getting
got her
cuffed.
down. She's cuffed. And he's not moving. And he's laying there. He's done everything he's being asked.
Dude, I can't believe this ends up with this guy getting shot. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I'll kill it before the shooting so you don't have to deal with that. But
Okay, I need one more cup rope. Okay. This is the deal. We're going to do almost like we did before. Okay? Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a
This is-
mistake.
I know.
Over the top, man.
Here
I
we-
get
You are to keep your
absolutely
legs
have to be
crossed.
careful in
You
these
understand
situations,
me?
but this is
You
absurd.
are to
I know.
put
You got another
both
cop
of your
next to you.
hands
Walk up there and cuff
down,
them.
Yeah.
straight out in front of you.
And
God.
these instructions,
Put yourself
hands up
to
in
a
front of you.
kneeling position. I said, keep your legs crossed.
Okay. This. And then he shoots this
I
kid?
didn't say this in conversation. Hands in the air! Hands up in the air!
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so he keeps screaming. Like, dude, right now my heart is racing.
Dude, I'm the
Yes.
same way,
And
dude.
this kid is like,
I'm
please
thinking if it
don't
was me,
shoot me.
dude.
Please don't shoot me. Hands up. You can kill this video. We don't
Okay.
need to see him get shot.
It's like a foregone conclusion. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot this kid because I'm gonna play Simon Says with him, and when he fucks up, I'm gonna shoot him.
And so it's like, I said hands up!
Fuck this cop.
Hands up.
Fuck that.
And then
guy.
and then the kid, he's like, on your face. And the kid's like, don't talk. And the kid's like, do I cross my legs? Do I put my
Dude.
hands
Dude,
down?
you're right, dude. I was anxious because, dude, I was thinking if that was me, you would, dude,
You'd
you'd
be scared
be
as
so,
fuck.
You'd be scared as fuck,
And what did you
dude.
say they were called for? Because maybe someone's shooting BB guns out the. I'm not saying that's
No,
okay.
no,
you can't
Oh, okay.
discount
No,
that.
no, no,
I mean,
they said
think
someone
they
pointed
think
a
they have
gun
a
out a
shooter,
window.
perhaps,
Okay,
right?
okay,
But they got
okay.
him indisposed on the ground. You've got a partner there. If you're the only guy there and you're trained, I get it, man. You don't
Yeah.
want him to fucking move an inch. You got a partner. Go up and fucking cuff
Dude,
him.
the way
Am I
to
wrong
do
on
that,
this?
no. When he's down like that, you go, this is when you go, look, man, I've got a gun trained on you. It will take me less than a blink of an eye to fucking end you. So please work with me here, son. Don't do anything dumb. Don't reach for anything. We had reports of a gun. If it's not you, look, we
fine.
all just want to get out of here. So I've got backup coming. We'll get this under control. But please, but to be screaming at a kid like that when he's going, please don't shoot me. Please don't kill me. And he puts 5 fucking bullets in the kid.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
And he got
him.
not
5
guilty on that.
Not
Fuck
guilty.
this guy.
Here's the thing. So he's got him on the ground. The kid's
And you
wearing
can
like
write in and
basket-
criticize me if you want. I know whenever
Dude,
we talk
no, I
about
know.
cops, you get hammered by one side or the other. Fuck that guy. Watch that video and tell me you
Yeah.
have any sympathy for this cop.
It's very
Fuck
troubling.
him.
And the kid is wearing like basketball shorts, like t-shirt and basketball shorts. And so when he's got him like crawling on his belly, he's got him crawling. So the kid's pants are falling down. And so
The
when he's
natural
like,
thing is to like go pull up your pants. Kinda.
so the kid when he's on his knees or face down, he reaches back to pull his shorts up. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, oh, are you
That's
fucking
absurd,
kidding me?
dude.
Are you kidding me?
Dead because of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Instead of your partner approaching him and cuffing him, you make him crawl toward you.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck.
I know, and it gives it fucks it up for all cops because it's being able to point to videos like that where you're like, dude, this guy's tatted up to the max. I think his gun had like "Die motherfucker" engraved on it or something like that. And I don't think the jury knew that, but
Real
his
hard ass.
Yeah. His wife says it was an execution. You had a man begging for his life. He was shot 5 times for what? For his elbow coming up too high? For being confused? For being compliant?
He
What?
should have never had the chance for his elbow to come up too high. You had him, man.
Yeah.
You've got him on the ground, face down. No, go fucking cuff him.
Yeah. She goes on to say,
Wow.
I just don't understand how anybody could watch that video and then say not guilty. And I kind of have to agree with her, man. I believe me, I'm the first one to give a lot of leeway to cops, but the training there, something went awry, because that is not how to de-escalate a scene. It's just not.
I'm curious. Do you know? Just because I hadn't heard this story, was he a shooter in the end? Was this kid a guy that was? Did they find that?
I
this
think he
kid-
had a pellet gun in his.
Okay, so he was
in
doing the
hotel.
shots.
Well, I think
He's a
no,
malfeasant.
no.
Okay.
I don't know that any shots were fired. Someone said I saw a guy with a gun in a window.
Okay.
And so the cops showed up at this hotel, and
Okay.
you know, I mean,
And what
and
the-
it was just a pellet gun. But they don't know that. I don't blame them for that. But like Jay said, if the guy's peeking out the window and you can't see anything, and he's not listening, but this kid was clearly trying to fucking follow commands
Yeah.
that were getting increasingly tense.
He fucked up in Simon Says, and he got shot.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers. Most are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and half-off appetizers on Monday. So check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Go to hamlinpubs.com for more info.
All right, man, you ready to bring Zach Martina in here?
Sure.
Career's kind of taken off, man. Good for him. So why don't we bring him in again? He's going to have a show at Third Man Records on the 20th. It sounds like a lot of good comics will be there and a lot of fun if you're looking for something to do. So let's bring Zach in. All right, welcome, Zach Martina.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's your second time here, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
First time on the big show. But
That's right. Yeah, you've reached the big time.
took the training wheels off.
Dude, it's so funny. I was starting to prep last night, and we've had some internet issues of late, and so it's kind of been a pain in the ass to get websites to pop up. And so I actually found myself watching Eric's interview with you.
Yeah, me too.
From down in studio here, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You can't watch Eric interview someone.
Biggie, then what'd you do?
Yeah, how's it going?
You guys got to watch Eric get interviewed. I was just I was mentioning earlier. There's this show in Lansing every Monday night. It's at Max. It's this.
Max's.
Yeah, no,
we've
Max.
heard all about
Yeah,
Max's.
he calls it Max.
And,
He calls it
you call
Max's.
Max's?
I mistakenly call it Max's.
Jay corrects him
Instead of
every
Max.
time.
It's Max Bar.
Well, my buddies Dan Curry and Mark Roebuck started the show. It's been going on for about 5-6 years now. Mark recently stopped doing it to pursue some writing stuff, but every time Eric was on the show, they would do a segment called, Mark would just give up his time doing any jokes, and they would do a segment on the show called Cocktails with Eric Fady, which...
Why don't we know about
Yeah,
this?
how come we don't know? We've never heard
Because
of
you
it.
already know the stories. The reality is these are just me telling the stories of like the hooker stories and the losing
okay.
my virginity to the married Indian woman and
Hence
stuff.
the play
so.
on cocktails. But Mark is such a terrific on-the-spot interviewer that it really gave it this. Took it down some roads that I don't think Eric saw coming.
I would like to see that. Is there video of
Unfortunately,
this?
I don't
or is there
know
audio?
if there's any official. I can look. I can see if somebody. I'm sure somebody has some video
We'll
of it
pull
somewhere.
Mark out of retirement just to do a show.
Yeah,
I would pay to see it. It cracked me up.
Oh, that's funny.
Now,
yeah, those
you've known
stories are
Biggie.
great.
You've gone back pretty far with Biggie,
Yeah, well, you
right? High school?
graduated 03?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I graduated 04. We went to the same high school.
So you guys hung a lot.
Probably all the same parties, right?
He's something.
You don't have
of-
to lie, dude.
He's something of the most positive spin I can put on. He's an urban legend where I come from. Nobody really knows. You're like Tommy Wiseau of the room. Everybody wants to know about
Yeah.
you, but they're like, who is this guy and what's it? All I know is you wore tight jeans, cowboy boots that had no business being on your body. You wore the white T-shirts that
Yeah.
you still wear when you're on stage. I'm real good friends with some guys that you ran cross country with. I
Yep.
heard you took a few involuntary swims in the pond around Lakeland.
Which is really embarrassing considering it's supposed to only happen once to like a freshman and
Oh, no,
You
Yeah.
got hazed every year.
Oh, no.
it happened a few times.
Oh, no,
the way it sounds to
he's
me
the
is
only
he got
senior to be
every
hazed by
practice.
freshmen.
Right.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's easy to abuse.
He is.
Yeah, I don't know. So you didn't. All we know from E's past, and we haven't talked to a lot of people, but every time we've talked to someone, whether it's a teacher or a friend,
You talked to some of his teachers?
Yeah.
we interviewed
Remember
one of his
Mrs.
teachers.
Stafford?
Yeah.
We had her on this show.
Yeah, she
one
was
time.
great too. She was great.
She remembered you vividly, I
Oh,
imagine?
I remember Eric. Sure. She really liked him, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like every time there's like some weird, like, oh yeah, my sister's a teacher at that school or is a counselor. It's like, well, you remember Eric Fady? And they're like, oh. Everybody knows Eric Fady. Like they don't have a story, but they all knew him. Kind of this legendary status.
It's exactly that. Like I said, with the Tommy Wiseau, it's like, where did he get his money? Where is he from?
Yeah.
Eric Fady's like, did your parents own a porn shop? That was the big thing in high school. It's like, no, you gotta give Eric some slack, man. His parents own a porn shop, and now every time I'm on the road, I see these Lions Dens or these adult Walmarts on the side of the road,
And
and
you
I'm
think
like,
of Big
is
E.
that what he came up in? Because I would like to know.
That's so funny.
Do
dude.
your parents own a porn shop?
Yeah, do your
Was it
parents
the one
No,
in-
I'm gonna.
do they sell double dongers or?
I'm gonna say no to that. I'm just gonna.
I
say
knew this
no.
was coming, Zach. I knew
I'm
this
just
was
gonna
coming.
say
This is
no. I
great.
didn't even think about it. I should have warned you. I'm gonna just say no.
His parents did not sell double-ended dongs. If
There we
that's
go. That's good
that's
enough.
what everyone's wondering.
Right. Good
That's
enough.
They were more
not
into
true.
adult literature. They're like, no, we like the crafted words and everything. We like the creativity.
I'm just gonna say no to both those answers.
Well, you guys, you're doing stand-up, and
Yeah.
congratulations on the success, man.
Thanks, man.
I've been watching some of your videos. There's some really good shit out there.
Much appreciated.
You're on Twitter, Zach Martina. It's
Yep.
ZACH.
That's it.
Not a K.
No, K's tacky.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I say.
And the reason you're here today, you've got a show coming up,
Couple
December.
shows coming up, yeah.
yeah, December 20th at the Third Man Records, which is Jack White's place,
Yeah,
right?
Third Man Records down in the Cass Corridor. Some of the greats of Michigan that have gone on to the dark coast of New York or the light coast of L.A., however you want to look at it. Some coming back for the holidays. You've got Jeff Sheen, who is one of my favorites. You got Brad Wenzel, whose comedy resume just... He's at like 24. He's done Conan twice. He's been on JFL. He's won the Great American Comedy Festival. He's
Wow.
a killer. We've got Chris Daniels coming back in, an Ann Arbor native, terrific comic. Adam Herzl, who you never know what you're going to get from that guy. And then I'm hosting. It's going to be some longer sets.
Nice.
It's going to be a good time.
So are you just hosting, or are you going to do a set too?
I'm going to host up top. This is the thing I always got when I came up and I started hosting. It's like, are you performing too? I'll get them into it. I'll
Get
let
'em
them know
going.
that the show's starting, and then I'll screw around for about 10-15 minutes doing material, kind of getting into the
Yeah.
crowd, see what they want.
What time does Big E go on? I mean,
It's funny
you said
because you
something about
mentioned-
local talent.
I might have to
Comedian
call
talent.
Mark Roebuck up and get me out there, do a little cocktails with Eric Fady.
Now
on the
that
phone,
I would
yeah.
be willing to do.
You mentioned a couple people who I think started around the same time, or as Big E, or after Big E, but have skyrocketed past Big E.
I mean, it's just like jet boosters, you know.
I think they took different paths.
yeah.
He's focused on the podcast. We'll give him that. He's going to start stewing if we bust his balls too much here. We don't want to do that to him. But Jay's got a good point. You guys have started at similar points, and
Yeah, I've been doing it. That'll be 7 years in June. When did you start, Eric?
Wow, I guess you've done it longer than I even realized, because I think I've been doing it 7 years in October.
Okay.
So
yeah.
And your Third Man Records and
I mean,
Opie
I'm
and
not
Anthony
Third
and-
Man Records, but,
I know, but, yeah.
they've hooked it up. I've done some things. I've had a lot of help from guys like Bill Bouchard and Dave Landau, Rory Scovel. They've really helped me
Wow.
out. So got lucky.
That is the fullest head of hair I think I've ever seen on a human
beautiful-
man.
it's a gift and a
It's
curse,
a
man.
mane. It's
Yeah.
a lion's mane.
It's I'll tell you, for every woman, at least once a day, a woman will come up to me. Oh my God, is your hair real? Can I feel it?
Yeah.
And for every
I wanna
woman,
feel it,
You're
sort
more
of.
than welcome
Let
to.
me ask
I
you
do.
this:
I
you know
won't, but-
the evolutionary purpose of the lion's mane. You know this, right?
No,
it's
but I'm-
because the lion has a barbed penis. As the lion inserts the barbed penis, it hurts the female lion. She rears back and bites the lion, thus the mane to protect it.
Yep.
Are
Do
you
you have a
kidding?
barbed penis, sir?
Yeah, is your penis barbed? Can you prove it's not?
I cannot prove it's not. We can get my wife on the phone, and she'll tell you. Trust me, there's nothing special about that penis.
Nothing. Huh?
So
But,
she's never reared back and bitten your hair.
No. God, if she did, I don't know what would happen.
You must get compared to people.
All
you
the
look
time.
like It's
Zach
not Zach
Galifianakis.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis.
The dude from Lost, which I'm like, I look like the dude from Lost if he lost weight the way he
Yeah.
should have.
Yeah, that dude
What was wrong with
way
that
bigger
guy?
than you. Yeah,
Why didn't he ever lose weight on that damn island?
it's a great question.
Coconuts aren't that.
Was it Hurley?
Hurley,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Hurley. I get the dude from Coheed and Cambria a lot. I don't even know his name, but the lead singer of him. Back band.
I don't want to offend you, but maybe a Hobbit or something. Or, no?
see a Hobbit in
I
there?
get that. I get that. What's
Sorry.
it, Gimli or I get that guy all the time, man. I just got one of those
Oh
faces.
yeah, Gimli the dwarf,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
From Lord of the Rings.
Get
Sorry,
all those
man.
guys.
This is taking
There's
a turn.
It's not. Let's get back to focusing on Eric.
It's way more fun to beat up Eric.
No, I get those all the time, man. I'm not hearing anything I haven't heard before. I'm trying to think. Some people say Seth Rogen, which I'm like, you're dumb. I don't look like Seth Rogen even a little bit. But
The beard, if you cut the
think a
hair and
little
had the
bit.
beard, yeah, I could see
I guess
it.
I got the curls.
Could see
I
it.
don't know.
Where are you focusing most of your time on? Are you staying mostly in Michigan doing
Yeah, I've got
comedy? Are you traveling a lot?
I was on the road 2017. I was on the road 42 out of the 52 weekends. And then I'm home during the week. I've got a wife and 2 kids.
I was going to
so
say,
I like
wife
hanging
and
out
2
with them.
kids, young comic on the road. That's got to be really tough.
There are worse things to do. You
Really?
know, I was in a double Windsor knot tie, hair slicked back. I mean, I wasn't even allowed to have this much hair. I hated the fucking. I'm sorry, excuse me.
No, you can say anything you want.
The Office game. So, I started doing comedy. I had a crew cut and a clean shave when I started doing comedy.
Really?
This is like my Jedi braid. So.
I think your travel schedule speaks to the quality of your wife. I mean, any wife that would allow that to happen.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's
Fortunately,
good work, sir.
we met, and she's like, "Hey, I know you're into comedy," and I'm like, "Hey, I know you have kids," and she's like, "All right, I guess we're both bringing something into this."
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
So it's great. I mean, those kids and my wife have been the best thing that's ever happened to me
Yeah,
as far
well-
as comedy goes.
Well, the reason I ask and the reason I think it's odd is because comics by nature tend to be fucked up dudes.
Yeah,
you
for
know what I
sure.
mean? Like there's something off that makes a comedian get up on stage and have the perspective of life that they do.
For sure.
And mostly those guys are single for really long periods of time. They're addicts. There's a lot of baggage that comes with a comedian,
Yeah.
and they're on the road, and maybe they figure it out and they get married and have kids later. But to be
Even those
young
end
and
up,
doing
yeah.
that, it's like wow. You almost have to really have it together to even try it.
I gotta say, man, she's really helped expedite the process of me finding my voice. Like
Yeah.
I'm very fast paced on stage. I'm very loud. I'm screaming a lot, and they've kind of given me something to scream about rather
Yeah.
than just be loud and like, hey, listen to this. So.
Do you get a lot of material out of the family?
My last, I think the last 20, 25 minutes on my new album is all about them. And then it's funny you mentioned Barb Penis. I just came into a new bit about duck rape, which they have a Barb Penis as well.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's
Is duck rape
Dude,
common?
it's hilarious, dude.
It's-
Actually, I saw you do that
Yeah,
right
yeah.
a few weeks ago.
It's just, I don't know why. The bit essentially is, I don't know why we're feeding the ducks. They're rapists. Like, you go to the park.
Yeah.
And
Great
you
point.
watch like
Yeah.
3 ducks come in from behind to this unsuspecting female duck. It's down in the water, thrashing around. They're enjoying themselves. And everyone's just tossing them Wonder Bread. I
Yeah,
don't understand
yeah.
even a little bit. So, yeah, the
Barbed
barbed
penis.
penis. I don't know how
Oh,
many
'cause
barbed
they-
penises are out there.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I only know the
Evolution has gotten to a point where it's like we got to barb this thing. It's the only way to keep
keep
it
it in
going.
there.
I mean, with the accusations going out in the human race nowadays, we're going to be evolved into a barbed penis. It's just messed up, man.
Well, yeah. The other thing that I thought was interesting, I don't know if this is true or if this is just part of the bit, but do you have a gay brother?
I do.
You do,
Yeah.
yeah. And you're like, he's super gay.
He is. One of my good buddies, a comic, he goes, listen, he met my brother for the first time. He goes, listen, I knew your brother was gay, but I didn't know he was, like, gay. And I'm like, yeah, man. My brother is the funniest guy I know,
Really?
though. He,
Does he like what you're doing in your act?
Yeah, I
I mean,
remember
there's
one
got to be a
time-
shitload of material.
there's about 5 minutes or so on
Yeah.
my brother on that first album, and it's all based on true stuff. He lied about his age when he was young to go work at some club, and it turns out it was a go-go club. So now, his alter ego was Chainsaw the Go-Go Dancer. So he came to my wedding. He got blackout drunk, and my brother was no longer there. It was Chainsaw the Go-Go Dancer.
Oh,
and
boy.
It was
And
the
Chainsaw
best.
is flamboyant.
He was the reason they had to bring out the midnight snack an hour and a half early. They're like, we're going to have to cut people off if they don't start eating.
no.
And I'm like, who? Got to cut off Chainsaw. I'm like, oh, is that what he told you his name was?
What's with the name? Fabergé. I had a friend, Fabergé.
He did.
Who used to party with us. And he was just like, I mean, this is in what, 91,
Flamboyant.
92, as flamboyantly out gay as you could get.
It was balls at the
It
time.
was
Yeah,
balls, yeah,
that's- yeah.
dude. 91 was not the time you wanted to be prancing around town.
I mean, what, 5 years ago? Not even. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
as accepting as it is nowadays. So
It's changed a
91,
lot. 91, yeah. Fabergé, going by Fabergé and prancing
That's a
into a party.
terrific name.
Isn't it
That
great?
is a terrific
fabulous.
name.
He was
for
a
sure.
terrific guy too. I miss Fabergé. I don't know what happened to him or what.
Bingamy. Bingham.
Yeah, see if you can find Fabergé.
Graduating
Gonna
class.
find a bunch of
wins.
eggs.
Just a bunch of eggs, yeah.
Beautiful eggs.
See what Richard Gere has graduated to. This is what he's shoving up there.
So you're getting to do some pretty good stuff now, man. You're working with some pretty big names. I saw on your website you opened for Steve-O.
Yeah, did that. His fans are wild.
How's his stand-up?
He tells a lot of stories. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
He's very very friendly, but I wouldn't call what he's doing stand up. There's no jokes. I mean, he's got a lot of crazy stories. These are the things people want to hear.
People get a good laugh out of it, though?
People?
Yeah.
Me or him?
Well, I mean, people who go to a show.
I was more impressed at some of the things.
Yeah, like holy fuck, you
he
did that?
Circuit, like he's in the circus or the carnival before he got started. So he does stuff at the end of his act that is that, and I mean, it is certainly impressive. It's just not something you'd expect to see on a stand-up stage.
That's funny. I've heard a
But
few
it's
comics say that. Like,
I mean, it's entertaining. People go crazy for it.
How did you get that slot?
Just random.
Really?
I broke in with the Funny Bones. I got an audition, got passed, and they're like, hey, we need somebody. And then it happened twice.
That's awesome.
Which is, he's a cool dude.
And then also Artie Lang.
Artie Lang. That's
how
that's
the hell did you hook up with Artie Lang?
That's all thanks to Dave Landau. I've been on the road. I mean, like I said, 5 years full time now, and Dave Landau has been kind enough to take me on the road and kind of really show me the ropes in Michigan, which there's no industry in Michigan. And he showed me a lot, taught me a lot, and he's a regular on the Artie and Anthony show. He's like, hey, I'll get you in touch with the producer, and he did.
So there you are sitting on that show. Does any part of you go, holy shit, I'm sitting kind of like you are right now. Like, oh my God, that's Mike and Biggie and
Jay. I
Jay.
get bumped like I did on the Artie and Anthony show. I'm going back in January because I think they feel bad, but I got bumped by Dice. He called while I was on the show.
Dude, I watched it. What I picked up on, and I'm always looking for cues on a set like that to see how people feel. Like, do you really know these guys? And the feeling I got was Artie really fucking likes you, and so did Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony was, your image is behind them the whole time. And when Dice called in, I was like, oh, fuck, Zach, I hope you know how to play this.
Yeah.
I hope you know how to play this. That is a tough moment.
Yeah.
And you played it like a fucking champ, dude.
Did what we had,
I was
just
proud
smile
of you.
and nod.
You know what he did?
With
He
those
did
guys.
fucking nothing. He didn't say a word. He's got Anthony, who does the best Dice Clay impression on the planet, hands down. Artie Lang and Dice is calling in, and Dice dominate.
Yeah, you're sitting there with
From
three
the phone.
behemoths.
Yeah,
Artie's
exactly.
faster than anyone I've ever. I mean, I'll text with Artie every once in a while. I'm like, how are you this fast in text as you are in person?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be able to keep up. I'm in the midst of three legends in their field.
Right.
I'm just going to smile and nod. I can't believe this is happening.
And it's got to be hard because it's like, fuck, this is my moment. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm on this show. There's a lot of people listening. I want to. It's on video. I want to come off well. Now Dice is here stealing the show, and it's like, dude, that would be hard. But I've seen guests do that where they come in. It's just like some random person that isn't part of this mix, and something goes down, and it's like, that dude needs to shut up.
Yeah.
He's not part of this.
Right.
And you can really, fans will turn on you,
People
and their
were tweeting
fans
me.
are nasty. And so I was like, oh, thank God Zach handled that right.
People were tweeting me and they're like, Zach, I think Bobo got more in than Zach. I'm like, what would you say
Right.
if you're
Yeah.
in the middle of a conversation with Dice Clay, who's
Yeah.
got his opinions on everything, Artie Lang, who's just razor sharp fast, and Anthony, who just knows how to handle both of them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna no.
And is in the middle of doing an incredible Dice impression
Yeah.
the whole time Dice is on the phone. It sounds like two Dices going at it, and it's like, oh, this is just hilarious. It had to be surreal, though. You're
was
sitting here, you're like,
wild.
dude, here's a radio legend, Hall of Famer in Anthony, Artie Lang, legend, Howard Stern show, stand-up comic, Andrew Dice Clay, sold out Madison Square Garden, and I'm Zach Martinez sitting here in the middle
Sitting
of
in the
them.
middle, man.
All I was comfortable doing was tossing my hair a little bit. I was
Yeah,
like, I'll
yeah.
give a little those visual bonus.
But they're having you back?
Yeah, I'm going out. I'm opening for Artie in New Jersey on January 13th in Sayreville, New Jersey at the Starland Ballroom.
Yeah.
And,
Bon Jovi's home.
Yeah.
I wonder if they take the Steel Horse there when they go back home to Sayreville.
And,
How do you interpret the Steel Horse before we move on? Real quick. Steel Horse, on the
Steel horse I ride, I'm wanted, dead or alive.
I'll be honest with you. I've never been asked the question. I've never really thought about it. But
It's a
my
fair
first,
question, though.
My first thought goes to like a really depraved woman who can't get anyone, so she just goes and tries to get her jollies at Kmart with a quarter.
He's gone deep, man.
He's gone way deep. Okay, we got into a huge fight on the show about on a steel horse I ride. Jay was saying it's obviously a horse. It's a metaphor for a horse. I got a six-string on my
Therefore,
back.
It's a motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle.
That would make sense.
It's a motorcycle.
I could see
Steel
that.
steel
Horsepower
horse.
of any kind. Yeah.
I said no. It's Bon Jovi's fucking tour bus is what it is. The steel horse they ride is the tour bus.
He's right. It's the tour
and it-
bus.
Is
and
it?
I'm right. Yeah.
Isn't that
Either way,
lame?
that is a little disappointing. But I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. I think motorcycle would have been disappointing too. Like I would have liked for Bon Jovi's he's got to have some messed up stories, man. Like I feel like there's some blonde woman he called the Steel Horse. Do you know what I mean?
I like where
Maybe.
Zach's going with this.
Yeah, maybe. Kind of like Steely Dan.
Yeah, that guy
The
was
dildo.
Yeah.
That guy's had more than anyone you can imagine, right? He's
John
on there
Bond?
with,
Probably.
with
Jonathan
Dustin
Bond,
anything
yeah.
he wants for sure.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I mean, not to mention he owns a football. What is that? The
Yeah,
IFL. He owns a football team
It
somehow.
does.
yeah,
own an
like
indoor
the
football
CF
team,
Oh,
doesn't
an indoor team. Yeah.
So that guy's
Yeah,
He's-
he's got
he's
it going
rolling.
on. We
Why-
cut you off though. Where were you going? You were going
I don't
somewhere
know,
with
but now I think he
opening
should
for
change-
Artie.
Oh yeah, but I do think John Bon Jovi should change the name of his indoor football league to the Steel Horses at this point.
Oh, dude, that'd be
Wouldn't that
cool.
great?
And just have tour buses on the
mascot's
helmet.
Real easy. Yeah,
Or
dude.
motorcycles.
Oh, yeah. A
Or
tour bus
chicks.
riding a motorcycle
Or
with
chicks,
a woman
yeah.
on.
Yeah, that solves it.
No, yeah, opening for Artie, and then I'll be back on January 11th on Artie and Anthony.
How do you find headliners like Artie or Steve-O?
Just Steve-O, random pairing, Artie, luck of the draw. He seems to take to me, and he's like, no, yeah, I'll definitely bring you out to open, see what you can do.
Yeah.
And then Rory was, I was in Grand Rapids, my favorite comedian when I was just getting started. Hung out with Rory, and he told me to stay in touch, and I did. And he's like, just keep an eye on my website, and here we are, going back
Wow.
on tour with him at the end of January.
It's got to be exciting.
Yeah,
The
just-
family and
The best advice in stand-up I got is put your head down and don't be a dick. And,
Yeah. well, the reason I ask about the headliners is because there's always stories about some headliners are great.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are just assholes.
Yeah, the ones that are assholes that I found are the ones that have been relegated to the road for
Yeah.
25 years.
Name them.
And,
Yeah.
Come
Who
on,
we
Zach,
talking
name
about?
them.
I can't even remember. It was like 2 years ago. I was doing a Comedy Zone in Tennessee, and the headliner, I can't remember his name. He was a big guy. He's old. He goes, come get me when the feature's got 5 minutes left. Like, he wouldn't even talk to you. Some headliners won't let you sell merch after the shows.
Yeah.
They think it's going to affect them. It's like, nobody even remembers me. Like, let me get some gas money.
Yeah,
You
20
know who's
bucks.
a great guy is Carl LeBove. He's,
Carl LeBove,
he was
do I-
best buddies with Sam Kinison back in the 80s,
Oh,
90s,
okay.
and there was that whole paternal suit. He is a different kind of comic. He's terrific and just so helpful. He's saying, hey, features barely make any money. Go buy his. I had a sticker at the time. He did. I think I ended up making like $500-600 because he told people to go buy it. He was terrific.
Really?
So yeah,
I don't know that I'm familiar with him. I'm trying to look up a
That's
He'll-
what he looks like.
picture.
I mean.
he's
Yeah.
at Grins every year. So if you guys happen to be out in Grand Rapids or when he's around, he is worth checking out. Most physical comic I've seen. He's in his 60s.
What are your ultimate goals, Zach? Do you see yourself? Do you want to do TV, movies? I mean,
I-
obviously that'd be awesome, but
I would.
you see yourself with a Netflix special. That's the dream.
I mean,
or
all those
HBO.
things. I just want to be able to make a living, like a comfortable living, and not have it. My wife is terrific at her job, so it feels a little bit lopsided as far as breadwinning goes. I'd like to balance that out a little bit.
Oh,
Is
okay.
anything off the table, like dwarf porn or something? Like, no way.
Yeah,
No,
that's,
you can't
that's,
take dwarf
that's,
porn
I can't
off
take dwarf porn. A lot has kind of gone off the table because of the kids now. But before the kids, I
Yeah,
mean,
anything.
I would have
Anything
had no
goes.
shame.
Yeah.
But I would direct a dwarf porn.
Okay, that's fair.
I would. I just
It's a
not
nice
on screen,
compromise.
you know.
Would you sell one of the kids, just one,
Oh, no.
for a successful
I'd lose
career?
half my material.
Yeah, but
So
you
that's
still got
good.
the other kid.
Yeah, then it's only a half hour.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, you get a major career boost, huge sitcom level.
I will tell you this: if I tried
One
to
kid.
sell, I'm not. And this is no. This
Sell
is
the shitty
no-
one. There's always one
no
shitty
shitty
kid.
one.
Really?
They
There's
are.
always
I'm being
one
honest
shitty
with
kid
you.
in the
Boys, two
family.
girls,
Two
one.
girls.
Oh, come on.
7
God,
and
little
5.
princess.
Look at that sweet pie.
They are definitely. They're smarter than me. They're quick. I don't know what I mean. I guess I'm just lucky.
What age is 7 and 5?
7 and 5. Yeah, the oldest just turned 7 yesterday.
He
There's
had to
gotta
think
be a
about it.
shitty one. There's gotta be a shitty
one
one.
you could trade
I'll
out.
tell you what. I'm going to give you guys the album. You listen. There's not a shitty one. They're great. They're my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
I love them.
Jay and I were watching some videos of yours, dude. The closer you did about what was it? The
games.
games.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that is some really, really good shit.
There's some a lot
Clever.
of puns.
Very
a lot
clever.
of
Yeah,
puns.
I'm a
About
pun
32
guy.
puns.
Yeah, Mike loves puns.
I'm
Oh,
a
you'd
pun
love the
guy.
act, man. It's all
Yeah,
puns.
I saw a couple minutes. I hate asking comments. Oh, do your bit, but
Did you say 32 puns in that? Is that what you said?
30 between it's 31 or 32 or 33.
Shit.
so did
It
that
started
just
with 7.
build? Oh, okay. It started
Yeah.
with 7, and then
Yeah.
it built.
Yeah, just kind of kept looking for games.
How,
and
I don't know how the best way to describe it is. Like,
It's. I mean, what I got lucky doing was I found the context of my dad was giving me the sex talk, and I could do that with the 7 games, and then it was just easy to kind of plug them in and rearrange.
The premise of it is he's giving the sex talk using names of
My dad
board
was
games.
Yeah, he was. My dad was a child. He was born in '52. He was a child of the '60s and '70s. He smoked a lot of weed up until the day he passed.
Right on.
So a lot about my dad, about him smoking weed, and the idea is that he gave me this sex talk while he was ripped up. He had no idea how to address it, so he just started rambling off board games. And and then we go into about a minute and a half worth of board game puns.
Yeah, it's really funny. It reminds me kind of, Jay, your dad struggled with that, trying to explain.
Yeah, one day,
the sex
one
talk
day
to
me
you.
and my bro, we were under 10, both of us, and we're coming back from picking up milk at the corner. And remember back in the day, homogenized milk was abbreviated Homo Milk.
Yeah.
Right, on the label. And one of us was just like, "What's Homo Milk, Dad?" And instead of just saying it's homogenized and this is what the homogenization process is, he goes into this. Well,
His dad has this.
when one man loves another man, and my brother and I are sitting in the car looking at each other like, where is he going with this? I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but yeah, dads flip out sometimes.
Gotta drink milk for those strong bones.
It was crazy.
Zach, what other shows do you have coming up? You said that we've got the one
Third Man
Records.
December 20th. That's an exciting one. December 27th, another bunch of guys that are coming home. Matt McLaury, Trevor Smith,
Eric
Brett
Fady.
Sullivan. Mike said he'll be at the
know, where's
27th
Eric Fady? I haven't
Ann
heard
Arbor
his name
Comedy
once.
Showcase.
Once.
How much are you doing stand-up nowadays?
I
Like,
actually
what,
have got back into it. I
2-3
took
times a month I see you, maybe? Your
you know
name?
what? I took a few months off because I was doing this dancing thing.
I saw that.
And
What'd you think about that when you saw it? It's balls, right?
It
He's
was
got
for
balls.
charity, you
Did
son
you-
of a bitch.
Hey,
You better not say anything.
No, I was going to say, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. You don't strike me as the most coordinated person, but
No,
I
he's
feel
not.
like you probably took lessons or
No,
something.
yeah, no, I did. That's the problem. I cut out comedy for about the last 2 months because I was doing these things like 2 days a week. I was doing these professional dance lessons.
What was your specialty dance?
I don't even know what we did. You know what? She taught me. Here's the deal. She just the person I took it through. I know how to dance to the song I did. You know what I mean? Like she choreographed a dance to an Usher song. I can do that.
Baby,
so like,
tonight, the
I can't just
DJ got
dance.
falling in love again.
That was a song.
So it goes to the next track, and you're like, no, stop,
Yep,
stop. I
that's
can't
all I
go
got.
any further.
That's it. I've actually considered. I was
He does,
talking
and
the kid,
even that-
he does the kid and play move though, where he like kicks. It's awesome.
How many
And
times
he
did you
can't
have to-
clap to the beat.
No,
We learned that
I'm
too.
terrible at that too. I have got no
How is
rhythm
that
as far
possible?
as
I
clapping to
don't
the beat.
know
I end up
how
going
people
too
can't.
fast.
Just focus on
But
the
you were a
snare
drummer,
drum.
dude. He's been a drummer. In his
Like he comes out and he's just like,
Yeah,
almost
you know what?
tripped trying to clap
It
to
was
the
some
Trying
beat.
to kill a mosquito.
You know, dude, I was in a ballroom. I've never danced before.
Then you don't
like
do
that.
it. If you can't clap to the beat, you don't attempt it.
No, you know what?
You look like a fool if you try to clap to the beat
Was
and you
clapping
can't
part
stay
of
on
the
beat.
dance?
No, but it was.
Yep.
Here's the thing. It was it was part of a competition. So my thought was, I don't even care if I'm on or off. You really just want the judges. It's a celebrity thing. So
Wow.
you just want the judge. I just thought if
Can't
I
believe
look
you
like
are,
I'm
but
having
hold on,
fun,
you did
they'll think I'm
mention-
So you were trying to get them to go like clap, like
Yes.
80s, "We Are the World," clap
Yes.
your hands
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole audience is like doing this, but he was his time was so off to the beat that the audience was like, "What? I don't know when I'm out. I'm not clapping. Fuck it."
Is
He
this
doesn't.
part of the choreography?
It was
know,
just.
okay.
It was shameful. I'm sorry, E. It was shameful. It was
No,
embarrassing.
I would disagree with that.
But he raised a hell of a lot
You
of
say
money.
you raised some money, so that's
He did.
That was a
and it's,
charity thing. Yeah, so I actually, it was just too much. I stopped it for a few months, but I actually recently in the last 2
He's
weeks
back
have
in.
gotten really back into it.
Yeah,
I
we were
love
supposed to-
doing it.
No, it's so much fun.
It's just, you know what? We've talked about it. Me and Zach have talked about this before. But dude, I wish I could do it more, like in the New York setting, where you can get up 5 times a night, 6 times a night, even.
Sure.
I would love to do that. I really would. It's just hard when you get
Around
to the
here,
point
there's
with
not
a
a lot
car.
of clubs.
Yeah, you're driving a lot.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of driving for free.
Most of
and,
my sets come on the road when you're doing 2-3 a night.
yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say no. I mean, I do enjoy watching you, man. You have this way about you on stage that everyone initially is like,
I
"What
know.
is this guy doing?" But then they
Totally.
love you.
They
really
really love
relate
or
to you.
hate. It's
There's
really
something
love or
very
hate, though.
endearing about him.
There is, yeah.
Like,
Polarized.
You know what it is?
Yeah,
It's the
polarizing.
vulnerability. You're completely vulnerable
Yes,
up there.
yes.
People love that.
Well, you know, I will say, Bill, I did one of the comedy contests, tripping to LA or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
at Ridley's, and I only told one story, and it was a story about getting robbed by a prostitute in Grand Rapids.
I love that story.
But Bill comes
Which
up,
one? He's been robbed by a couple prostitutes.
TV.
Oh, yeah. That's a
But
great
Bill
one.
comes up to me after and says, like, it said, like, it's like you did and do, like, that audience shouldn't have felt sorry for you in this
Yeah.
story, but they do, and they laugh at it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Well, it's the only way they can feel comfortable.
but it's a really horrific story, and I should probably be the bad guy in it in reality.
No,
that
that's
just means
what
you know how to tell a story.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true, and there's something like you shouldn't be liked, especially by women, people in the audience. Like they don't know you; they're seeing you for the first time on stage, and you're telling a horrific story,
Gross behavior, yeah.
about a deviant behavior to the max, and it's like, aw.
But somehow I do
He's
come
just
off
so
seeing
sweet.
like a
I just
victim
want
in
to
it.
hug him. It's like, dude, he's shopping for TVs with a hooker at 3 a.m. in a Meijer. How is it like the women in the audience are like, oh, that sweet boy.
I
Look
wish
at
I
him.
could get my husband to go to the store with me.
Bless his heart. That's what they say in the South, right? When you're a
They're coming up to you for the show. How are you not snatched up yet? You're just going out
Right.
doing things with your ladies?
I know, right? I do like shopping, so.
No, I think there's something there, E. If you did more of it,
I know.
I've
I
always
wanna-
had respect for the fact that he'll drive 2 hours across the state to
We were
do
supposed to
5
be on a show in
minutes.
Saginaw
I
tonight.
know,
They
kinda
just canceled.
pisses
Yeah.
me off, to be
No.
honest with you, because for me, it was actually, these are one of the better shows I would have gotten to do tonight.
Yeah, he packs that place out. He knows what he's doing.
Well, you know Zach Martina. He can probably get you on one of those big shows in Michigan.
You know, Zach,
Good name to know. Just drop Zach Martina's name.
Zach was at an infamous moment that I do share with Zach as well, though, is he was at that night. I kind of had a meltdown at Max.
Oh, yeah,
when
I was
kind of
there.
exploded on the stage
Yeah.
about how
was
terrible I
good.
am.
Because that was the that was the thing with Max. Like Fady would get his time. He would get his 7 minutes.
Dude, if I could do
and
Max
then
every-
Mark would cancel his time so he could interview. So he has this meltdown, and then Mark comes on and interviews him in Cocktails with Eric
Awesome.
Fady to just redeem himself.
We
and there
didn't
was a
know
moment
about
where only
this.
the comics would know that they're like, oh no, he's melting down. So
Yeah.
get your popcorn ready,
Dude,
man. He is just
That's legit.
I listened back to it and I was like, dude, that's the best thing you've done on stage. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was so honest and real and just like, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Like, here's what it is. And it was just that there
I
was.
can't remember. People seem to love it.
No, dude, honestly,
They
it was
did.
probably one of my better sets I've had.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
don't
Get
know.
yourself into a terribly dark place before you go on stage every time.
I'll tell you,
You got Kimmel.
if I could do Max Bar every night, I would honestly be, I think, like a really good comic. Like, I don't know what it is about Max. No, I don't know what it is about that place. I tell these stories.
Max is probably the best. I would say it's the best weekly room in the state. That
Really?
being said, if you only did Max every week and then you went out and tried to do another show,
you'd be terrible.
You would die a horrible death. The crowds
Really?
are so good. They've just cultivated this group of people that are into comedy. They're like, okay, I know I'm getting all these people for 7 minutes, and then you go do one of these bar shows at like New Way in Ferndale or Trixie's in Hamtramck. and
That's
it's like,
interesting.
oh, man,
I wonder
you're
why
gonna-
that is. You would think a good story or a good joke would. And
It's
it
the
doesn't.
energy
I
of the
know.
crowd. It's like you're all there together. You're all feeding. It is laughter is contagious. Like there's no question about that. And people are just they're like, oh, he's not laughing. I'm not going to laugh. Like if there's not a sense of unity, if the comic can't bring the crowd together, it'll be gruesome.
Ugh. Yeah, those early days, I just can't imagine getting onto a stage at
Brutal.
midnight with 4 drunk people at a bar, and it's like, well, enjoy, knock them dead, and you're like, oh.
But those are just bricks that you have to build upon, right?
Yeah.
Like
And
everybody has to go through.
After a certain point, when you're comfortable on stage, those. I mean, you obviously want to work the material out, but those can be the most fun because it's no pressure. There's nothing on the line. Screw with those people. Mess with them. Get into their heads a little bit. Maybe the one
Yeah.
that's drunk is the other 3 will end up loving you, and at least it's you united against that one person. But
Yeah. Well, Zach, thank you so much for coming in,
oh,
man.
guys, I really appreciate you having
Yeah,
me
this
out.
has been a lot of fun. Zach Martina, what's your website if people want to?
Just go to www.zachmartina.com. That game night bit is there.
Okay,
It's
I'm
also-
gonna play a little bit of it, a minute of it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
when we leave
it's on
here.
my,
So.
it's on my album, which is Skunkman. You can get that on Spotify or iTunes.
Awesome. Twitter, you can follow it at Zach Martina. Again, that's ZACH, not with a K.
That's it.
We've got a show at Third Man Records, December 20th. A lot of big names from around here on that show. It
Yep.
should be a lot of fun.
Guys from New York, LA. That's gonna be a really good
Headliners.
show. Yeah, it's gonna be a killer show.
Awesome. Congratulations,
Thanks so
bud.
much,
We'll look
guys.
for you on Ant and
Yeah, January 11th.
yeah, Artie's thing.
So-
Hopefully he's there. I don't know if you saw the picture of him the other day when the cops showed up at his house.
Oh no, I didn't
Artie
see
Lang-
that.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hey, he
That
got-
would explain why he hasn't answered my text messages.
His dude, see if you can find it really quick before we let you walk out of here.
Yeah.
His nose is, I don't know, this
Bulbous.
big.
Bit bulbous.
And he's tweeted something, and the cops actually showed up at his house. I guess it was fine. He wasn't arrested for anything,
Yeah.
but yeah, there it was.
Didn't look well.
Here.
Oh yeah, that was just recently, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Arrested for
Yeah,
skipping
was,
court. Yeah,
That was that's bigger than when I met him.
yeah. I would say so. Hey man, thanks so much for coming in, Zach.
Appreciate you guys having
Continued
me.
success, bud.
For sure. Thanks.
Thanks, Zach.
My dad gave me the sex talk when I was 9. I just beat him in a game of Monopoly. He's like, oh, you got your finances in order. We can talk about this. Okay, sure we did. No idea what he was talking about. Just started rambling board games. Son, I'm real glad you beat me in Monopoly because men and women play every single game you can think of. To this day, I don't understand the operation. Like any good game of Jenga, you got to build a solid foundation, but that's not easy because men and women, they are not apples to apples. It is Trivial Pursuit, son. They are going to ask every category a question they can think of. You're not going to have a clue what to say because some topics are taboo. Your cranium's going to be boggled. Completely scrabbled up there. It's a risk. It's no Candyland. You're probably going to get caught in some crossfire, and I'm sorry. I know this is part cheesy, but you don't need that trouble in your game of life, okay? You want to keep rolling the dice playing video games? You're never going to poker. It is a terrible stratego, son. Jumping through chutes and ladders to spend the rest of your days playing Uno. What? No. Connect 4. Find yourself a nice gal, a hungry hippo maybe. I don't care, right? If she is a hippo, she's got a nice chest, and that is a barrel of monkeys, you know? She's got a nice chest, you check hers out, you get her a gin rummy, and guess who is sinking their battleship in her mousetrap? You are. Yahtzee. That's the sex talk I got, guys.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Menino, your event coordinator for the Hamlin Pubs. Did you know that Hamlin Pubs offer 2 private rooms at each location, both located in Shelby Township? We specialize in all kinds of events, from bridal and baby showers, dinner rehearsals, to corporate luncheons and wedding receptions. My team is committed to making your occasion your most memorable event. Give me a call today so that we can plan your next event. Call me at 586-596-1425 or visit our website at hamlinpubs.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay, powered by DealsInTheD.com.
Speaking of Deals in the D, Mike.
What you got?
DealsInTheD.com has several dealerships for listeners to choose from. One that doesn't get enough attention is Zott M59 Toyota in Waterford. Yes, they have the same ridiculous deals you've come to expect from our friends at Zott, as well as a fully certified state-of-the-art body shop. So get to Zott M59 Dodge Ram in Highland, Zott M59 Chrysler Jeep in White Lake, Zott M59 Toyota in Waterford, and of course, Zott Ford and Holly, and support our podcast while enjoying a world-class experience on your next new or pre-owned car or truck or SUV, only from DealsInTheD.com.
We've spent so much time over the last few weeks talking about sexual assault allegations, and every day there's another 4 people.
It's been the topic of many du jours.
Yeah, it sure has. Tavis Smiley was called down to the principal's office yesterday.
I heard that, yeah.
What's his name? The Simmons, Russell Simmons, has 3 more women who have accused him of straight-up rape now.
Oh, man.
Straight-up rape, and he's denying that. I've often wondered, like, what is the play? If you know you've been a pig, you know you've been a creep, you know you've grabbed titties and asses at work.
You've thought a lot about this angle. What is the play? I've not thought about what is the play.
Well, you don't know.
Why is that, Mike?
It's not because of anything I did.
Is there
but
a past here?
I'm always thinking like of people, like if you're a big name celebrity, if you're an A-lister, you're a target. No matter what, even if you've done nothing wrong, you're a target.
Dangerous times.
Yes, and so now we're in this world where we just believe women no matter what. No matter what. Fuck reality, fuck facts, truth. It doesn't matter. It's like women must be believed. When they say something, it's hard enough to come out and say something. They must be believed. So my thought is, if you've done anything at any point in your life, and it's like, oh man, is that gonna... Does that work in 1990? But now it looks like I'm an asshole. You know, she said no, but just meant I had more work to do.
So are there going to be some awesome confessions coming out?
Well, I don't know what the play is,
because
because
out of the sails.
If it was me and I knew I had some sketchy shit, I'd be like, oh man, it's just a matter of time. They're gonna finger me too. Shoot, I'm in trouble now. Hope no one says anything. So Morgan Spurlock, you like Morgan Spurlock, don't you?
I liked him to the extent that he did the Super Size Me.
Yeah.
The McDonald's experiment.
Packed on like 50 pounds in a month.
Only McDonald's, for
30 days?
Was it only 30 days?
I was
going to say 60.
I thought it was a month, and he put on like a shitload of weight.
Oh, it was ridiculous. And what was his rule? He had, if they asked him, would you like to supersize that, he had to say yes.
Yes. And he had to try everything on the menu, I think. Wasn't that it, too? So he ate the salad, but, also everything else. Anyway, he got, like, addicted to it, like, even afterwards. So anyway, he has penned an op-ed that he posted on Twitlonger and his own Twitter account. He admitted once that he was accused of raping a woman, paid money to another to settle a harassment claim. And so I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. He's preempting. He's preempting
taking the wind out.
the call. And it's, I am part of the problem. And I don't know why it is that it bothers me when these people are like, I've seen the light now, as I'm about to be fingered for this myself.
Because it seems to be this false nobility, right?
Yeah, totally. Where it's like, all these years we haven't listened to women.
Yeah.
It's time for me to be quiet and just listen. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
shut up,
all
dude.
of a sudden, your stance on wanting your penis stroked to completion just doesn't hold anymore or
Right.
something. Like you've changed. Sure.
And there's something like if it's a 23-year-old that says it and you go, when I was 17 and 18, I was kind of an asshole. I didn't know, but I've seen the light. But when you're 53, it's like, dude, no, don't tell me at 52 and a half you finally figured out not to be a dick to
What do
women.
they say about old dogs and new tricks, E?
They can't learn them.
Oh, look at E.
I've heard that too.
Knows his
E.
sayings.
I don't know that that's true necessarily, but
I disagree, by the way. I think that's really an out-of-touch statement. But
What about eating spinach with a stranger?
I know you're not supposed to, but I don't really know
tell that to
why.
Never.
Popeye.
Never.
Why?
Oh, sorry.
Never
Yeah.
eat spinach with a stranger.
I wouldn't.
Okay, good.
Well, there was one of my favorite of the past is also I believe it might have been a Jefferson or one of those founding fathers. I believe it's what fish and guests have in common. They both get smelly after 3 days or something like that, or they're both sour after 3 days.
Well put.
I should look it up exactly, but it's
Words
something-
to live by.
But
yeah.
it's something like that. The insinuation is that you shouldn't overstay your welcome.
Oh, look, you even interpreted it.
Yeah, very good.
I didn't say it right,
He,
but
he
that-
understood the message.
We should have like a weekly segment of E interpreting
Dude.
an everyday saying.
I swear to God, it was rolling around in my head like we should have like deep thoughts with Big E or something, like him breaking something
present
down.
him with a
Whatever.
ridiculous.
I will tell you that I said the
Quote
statement
by Big E.
right. I will say the quote I did get a little wrong, but I certainly got the interpretation right.
Yes.
Okay, so
A
Morgan
life
Spurlock,
application, if you will. Well done, E.
his op-ed is titled "I Am Part of the Problem." As I sit around watching hero after hero, man after man, fall at the realization of their past indiscretions, I don't sit by and wonder who will be next. I wonder, when will they come for me? You see, I've come to understand after months of these revelations that I am not some innocent bystander. I am also part of the problem. I'm sure I'm not alone in this thought, but I can't blindly act as though I didn't somehow play a part in this. And if I'm going to truly represent myself as someone who has built a career on finding the truth, it's time for me to be truthful as well. I am part of the problem. He's doing that Mitch Albom thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Over my life, there have been many instances that parallel what we see every day in the news. When I was in college, a girl I hooked up with on a one-night stand accused me of rape. Not outright, but there were no charges. But she wrote about the instance in a short story writing class and called me out by name. Female friend who was in the class told me about it afterwards. I was floored. That's not what happened, I told her. This wasn't how I remembered it at all. In my mind, we'd been drinking all night, went back to my room. We began fooling around. She pushed me off. Then we laid in bed and talked and laughed some more and then began fooling around again. Took off our clothes. She said she didn't want to have sex. So we laid together. We talked, kissed, laughed. Then we started having sex. Light Bright, she said. What? Light Bright, the kid's toy. That's all I can see and think about, she said. And then she started to cry. I didn't know what to do. We stopped having sex, and I rolled beside her, tried to comfort her, to make her feel. I think he's missing a thing there. I think he meant to say, once I came, we stopped having sex, right?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that it is a typo. He meant, once I came, we stopped having sex, and I rolled beside her. I tried to comfort her, make her feel better. I thought I was doing okay. I believed she was feeling better. She believed she was raped. That's why.
I am part of the problem.
Very good,
You know what that
Jay.
is? It's parallelism.
What does that mean?
It's according to my Bing search. It's the deliberate repetition of phrases or even clauses of the same kind. It's a powerful technique.
It is.
It's powerful.
Then there was the time I settled a sex harassment allegation in my office 8 years ago. It wasn't a gropey feeling harassment. It was verbal, and it was just as bad. I would call my female assistant, "Hey, yo, hot pants! Hey, yo, sex pants! Come here!"
Hot pants?
Hot pants and sex pants. When I was yelling to her from the other side of the office, something I thought was funny at the time, but then I realized I'd completely demeaned and belittled her to a place of non-existence. So when she decided to quit, she came to me and said if I didn't pay her a settlement, she would tell everyone. Being who I was, it was the last thing I wanted, so of course I paid. I paid for peace of mind. I paid for her silence. Most of all, I paid so I could remain who I was.
Part of the problem.
And then there's the infidelity. I have been unfaithful to every wife and girlfriend I have ever had. Over the years,
What a guy.
I would look each of them in the eye and proclaim my love and then have sex with other people behind their backs. I hurt them, and I hate it. But it didn't make me stop. The worst part is I'm someone who consistently hurts those closest to me. For my wife, my friends, my family, my partners, my coworkers, I've helped create a world of disrespect through my own actions.
He's part of the problem.
But why? What caused me to act this way? Is it ego? Or was it sex abuse I suffered as a boy?
Uh-oh.
Nice. That's a good move.
Yeah. It's kind of a spacey move, you know? Couldn't
Yeah.
help it. I'm
By the way,
gay.
I'm gay. By the way, I was fingered as a kid. Anyone care? I was fingered in my butt as a kid. As a young man and in my teens, abuse that I only ever told my first wife about for fear of being seen as weak or less than a man. Is it because my father left my mom when I was a child, or that she believed he never respected her, so that disrespect carried over to me? Or is it because I've consistently been drinking since the age of 13? Wow, slow down, pal. You don't need to give us all this. Save some of these, you know? I haven't been sober for more than a week in 30 years. Hell yeah. Know what I'm talking about, E?
Hell yeah.
Wow, man.
Something
You guys find that remarkable? Think about that.
for
He's like,
gone a
no,
whole week
not-
being without drinking for 30 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a problem.
He's shaking his head like, no, not really.
I
No?
mean, dude, are you talking about having 3 beer? I mean, what are you talking about then?
You haven't gone a week without
I
drinking?
have.
so-
I actually absolutely have. I've actually gone months back in the day when I was marathon training. But I'm just saying, I don't think, dude, if you're talking about a person who literally,
Yeah.
let's say every Friday they just have 3 beers after work, and then that's all they do, that wouldn't be that remarkable, would it?
Well, he says society doesn't shun or condemn this behavior, which only served to fill the emotional hole inside me and the daily depression I coped with. Depression we can't talk about because it's wrong and makes you less of a person. And the sexual dalliances, were they meaningful, or did they only serve to try to make a weak man feel stronger? I don't know. None of these things matter when you chip away at someone, consistently make them feel like less of a person.
Because he's part of the problem.
We all are.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, now it's on
No,
us.
no, he is part of the problem. You're right. I am part of the problem. We all are. Don't finger me in this, dude. No, I've been sober at least a couple full weeks in the last 30 years. And I've never just like raped a chick or fingered one that didn't want to be fingered. I'm also part of the solution by recognizing and openly admitting what I've done to further this terrible situation. Here comes the hero. I hope to empower and change within myself. We should all find the courage to admit we're at fault. More than anything, I'm hopeful that I can start to rebuild and trust and the respect of those I love most. I'm not sure I deserve it. Don't beat yourself up, man. But I will work every day to earn it back. I will do better. I will be better. I believe we all can. The only individual I have control over is himself, right? That's the only one.
And presently, he is part of the problem.
Right. So starting today, I'm going to be more honest with you and myself. I'm going to lay it all out in the open. Maybe that will be a start. Who knows? But I do know I've talked enough in my life. You know what it's time to do now?
Show action?
No.
Oh, damn.
I've talked enough in my life, and now it's time
To listen.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go,
fuck,
Jay.
listen.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah. Finally. I'm finally ready to listen. I don't want to be part of the problem anymore.
Oh, Morgan.
People are giving him props for like coming out now and
How much
doing
money
that.
do you think he would have?
I liked him better when he was eating McDonald's.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. He's one of those freelance guys. He might have packed some cash away. Did you look
He
it
did
up?
a
what it is,
show.
so.
He did a show on CNN, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think he had like his own production company or something, so he was probably socking it away, doing
What
pretty
do
well.
you think? A few mil?
I'm gonna guess like $5 million.
I was gonna say 3.
12
12.
mil.
All right,
Wow.
not bad.
That's
Not
more than I
bad.
would have thought for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Given I said 5,
Right.
12 is more than 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Point.
Well, I didn't give my number, so I guess I was just saying it was more than I thought.
Look at this, dude. I could have gone. Harvey Weinstein, Selma Hayek did a big thing about what a monster he is. Russell Simmons, 3 rape chicks. Warren Sapp fighting back against the dildo and pissing thing. He's like, listen, man, I didn't give that bitch dildos 3 years in a row for Christmas. I gave them to other bitches in the office, and they must have given them to her.
Yeah.
It's like your defense is not that you gave one girl a dildo, but you instead gave 3 other
And he
girls a
tweeted
dildo.
a picture of the vibrators he gave, and,
Yeah.
and he said something like, I'm sorry, I thought this was cute.
Yeah.
Like
It
dude,
is.
It's
It's
a,
kinda
it's a
cute.
vibrator.
It looks like a lipstick, too. Is it supposed to look like lipstick?
I guess. Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah. And then you got Tavis Smiley, PBS guy, who apparently someone was saying that misogyny is always creeping around, barely camouflaged by his Midwestern good manners. This one former worker said he described him picking up women in an Orlando airport and bringing her along on a reporting trip as a fuck buddy. He had romantic relationships with underlings and producers, so That's
Oh,
going to end for
Tavis.
him. Yeah, I know.
I was always troubled by the lack of an R in Tavis's name.
Yeah.
I always wanted to
You
say
wanted to
Travis.
be like Taviser?
Travis.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah, more
okay.
than more than Taviser.
Yeah, that's true. That would, yeah. Travis sounds better.
The Hamlin Pub, they support the Detroit Cast. Let's make it a point to support them. They have locations in Rochester Hills, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 of them in Shelby Township, so you know there's one nearby. Hamlin Pubs have great food, ice-cold drinks, tons of craft beers, TVs, games, and great entertainment. Come on by or book your reservation today at hamlinpubs.com.
Jay, am I part of the problem if I like whistle at chicks on the street? It's like,
You
"Well, what
whistle
up,
at chicks
what
on
up,
the
sweet tits?
I would say yes.
Nice fun bags, titties."
Let's pretend you actually do something that's not so douchey as whistling at a chick on the
I
street.
know, dude. I mean, come on, dude.
Nice tits, honey.
She's a fox. Hey, you're a real fox.
Yeah, what do you say? Come over here, we get it on, bitch. No, I would never do that.
Whistle.
I don't know what constitutes part of the problem. That's what I'm wondering. If I keep my hands to myself, but just cat call, am I part of the problem?
Cat calls. God.
Cat caller. He's a cat caller.
No, I'm not.
Have some email, Mike.
What do we got?
Jason writes in.
I stare. By the way, I'm not saying I haven't stared at girls in the mall, but I have not. I've never verbally. I will say
You
that.
lurk. You stare and lurk. You're
Yeah.
part of the problem.
I lurk.
I'm not saying that. I'm
I
not
lurk.
saying that. I'm just saying I will go on record to say I have never sat there and been like, "Yo, you're hot."
Yeah, like,
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't the rule to go by? Just don't be a friggin' creep. You know, I totally get it. Everybody's wired to, for the
Yeah.
chase and the hunt, and
What-
that's how the world goes around. That's how population continues. You know?
Absolutely.
We're hunters.
What
But,
about
come on,
this
why
one?
do you got to be creepy about it?
Is this one?
Like, can't you just tell when a chick wants it and doesn't want it, and just
No, I will say that. I can't.
Yeah, no, you can't. Is this bad though? So, last question, Jay, for you. Is this inappropriate? Remember when I was in Brighton, walking across the street, and that woman was carrying her wiener dog, and that truck with 2 guys in it drove by with the window down, and one went, "Nice wiener."
I would have done that.
Yelled it out the window. Is that inappropriate to say to a woman carrying a wiener dog? Nice wiener.
Yeah,
I might do something.
You would
I
do
don't
that.
think that's really sexually harassing her. Or
He
anything.
says
Whatever.
nice wiener
So
to
what,
a chick.
man?
I
So
know.
what?
I
It's just a
chuckled.
person in public, whatever.
That's Jay's
I
point.
chuckled.
Jay's
Am I
saying
part of the problem? That I didn't
Well,
go
you're
shame on
definitely
you.
part of the problem, but for other
Shame on
reasons.
Dare you?
Jason writes in. I was listening to the podcast where you guys were discussing Mike's very strenuous weekend out involving Campus Martius.
Still trying to recover.
Conversation led to the entertainment value of watching people fall and injure themselves while ice skating. While I'm here to tell you that I might hold the record for the first person that ever fell at Campus Martius. It was the year of their grand opening, and they were allowing people to skate about 3 hours before the official opening and the news crew's arrival. It was myself, my wife, and my son, who was probably 4 or 5 at the time, and another couple, if I remember correctly. Well, the story goes I was skating backward and face planted forward. Yes, I fell so fast forward I couldn't even get my hands out, and to this day can't explain how it happened. All I remember is looking down at the ice, opening my eyes, and seeing all the blood. Seeing all the blood. I quickly got up on my skates. At this point, the lady in charge was already staring at me in disbelief. Quickly asked her where the bathroom was, which at the time was in a trailer of some type.
It still is. There's still a trailer.
I skated across the ice of the bathroom to witness firsthand the tragedy of what became of my face. My nose was pretty much on the side of my face. Employees came running in, yelling that they had called Detroit EMS and were trying to get me to sign something. This prompted me to get the hell out of there as fast as possible.
Why would you sign something then, by the way?
1, I didn't want an ambulance, and 2, I wasn't going to sign anything at that point.
Yeah,
on
need
my
to
way
get my
out,
money.
On my way out, I glanced at the ice while holding my face together and saw what was about a 60-foot trail of blood going from where I fell to where I was standing in the bathroom. To this day, I still wonder how the hell they cleaned it up before the official grand opening that night. Surgery was required to put my nose back in place, and it is still messed up to this day. Yes, I could have been part of a fall compilation that you see on Facebook or YouTube nowadays. I do remember 2 black girls saying to me, "We were watching you, and you looked like you were doing so good." My kid walked all the way back with my wife holding him with his hat over his eyes because he was so freaked out by the appearance of my face. I do believe I set the record for what could be the first and most hideous fall at Campus Martius.
Was he worried about the hideousness of his face, or was he embarrassed about his dad? Maybe he didn't want people
I
to
know.
see.
Right. The kid
You know?
was shamed. Even at 4 or 5.
I'd be shamed.
Even at
Dude.
4 or 5, he knew. Like, my dad just failed.
Wow, my dad's a loser.
Royally.
Big time. You humanized him in a not a good way. Yeah, I will say in his kid's defense, that is really a shitty thing to do when a loved one, a friend, a family member makes you look at their nose on the side of their face. I mean, when someone puts you through that, it's traumatizing. It's bullshit.
Still
and
remember it, don't you?
They should be ashamed of themselves for putting you through that. I'll never forget the image of Jay basically going peekaboo. He was doing his version of peekaboo on the soccer field, and it was like peekaboo. Oh fuck! Why is your nose over by your ear?
Yeah, I believe my statement was, I think I broke my nose, and I think your statement was, yeah, holy shit, yeah, you broke your nose. Fuck.
The look on my face was absolute horror.
Yeah, it was almost a dry heave. It was a turn to the side, and
dude.
fuck.
Oh, why did you make me look at that?
Yeah.
That wasn't very cool.
Dave writes in concerning the glasses. The glasses.
My glasses?
Mike is wearing his glasses like a dickhead, with them almost falling off his nose.
Well, yeah. On purpose. Otherwise, I can't see. You got to lean in.
I prefer to replace dickhead with Sand or 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11. I'm going for the 11.
Franklin, the Franklin.
I'm pulling 11, a Franklin, a Schumer, if you will. Just on the dick tip of my nose.
Aaron writes in, deer already fit, likely to sit, and never seen a clit.
Likely to sit?
It's not funny, never seen a clit. It's not funny, never seen a clit.
I just that's funnier to me. Not.
I like never seen a clit. Never cared to see a clit. Doesn't care about the clit.
I don't care about that. I don't want to taste that.
I
Gross.
felt I had to write into my podcast heroes and let them know that the resident E-tard and his history lessons are making America great again. I was watching TV with The Hole and My Life Burden the other day.
The Hole? Do you know what it's your wife? I don't think it's called The Hole.
Sure it can be.
And his show about Horatio Nelson Jackson came across my television. Gross. My mind immediately... So this is the guy, remember, he had the bet about driving cross country, right?
Yes.
My mind immediately flashed back to Poem 864 and Biggie's history lesson. I then proceeded to astound my life burden with my most impressive knowledge of this historic event, all of which was later confirmed by the show he was watching. I did, however, keep E's claim that he picked up the proops in the great state of Idaho to myself.
I remember Idaho. Yeah, Idaho.
Needless to say, I was constantly fighting back laughter because I and I alone knew that my impressive knowledge of American history was due to a retard. Goodbye, BUI, Aaron.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Awesome. Hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow. We got to get going because we got to head down to Detroit Barber Shop in Corktown and get Big E's head shaved.
Yes, I can't wait. Can we have some fun with it?
Oh, we got to do male pattern.
Yeah, we do some. We need to get some pictures and video of male pattern.
Yep.
And do we let him keep one, like,
just one sprig
patch of strands in the front or in the back?
No.
Just let him have that. Just be like, this is what it used to look like.
Like a who?
Yeah,
a
alfalfa
character.
No,
perhaps.
it's going all bald.
Dude, we get to make that decision,
No,
not
you
you.
don't.
Dude,
No,
what if
don't.
we just had a little ponytail? You know, just a sprig at the top.
It's not happening.
Yeah, we could do something where you could pull it up, but he's just got a samurai pop
Jesus, what do you
on the
think?
top of his
It
head.
could be like a gift wrap. You could have
No.
one on the side, one on this side, and then you could pull
No.
them together and tie them.
It's all
What
bald.
if we gave him one strand here on the left side that he could just comb over every
It's
morning?
gonna be a shame when you keep when
And
you
when
say all
the
these
wind
ideas.
blows,
and
it
they don't
goes up in the
happen.
air.
Goes up in the air and flies.
None of these ideas will
Just give
happen.
him one giant comb over strand.
No.
We've got some work to do here. We will have videos and pictures. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. The Lions are playing Saturday. That's
Oh.
kind of cool, yeah. So,
I'll be doing
Well.
anything else.
yeah, there you go.
Me too.
You go down and skate and see if you can face plant.
Maybe I will.
Let's go down to Campus Marshes. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll do it again next week. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.